Peace, which embodies the dreams of mankind, can be realized only through first securing our survival. War will be the end of life on Earth. Knowledge, study of the facts, and an understanding of causes and consequences are badly needed.
The start of the Baker Institute, actually, it grew out of what was called the Peace and Conflict Studies program. That program began in the mind of Elizabeth Baker. Elizabeth was very moved by her concern about the nuclear arms race and nuclear power. She was very concerned about the dangers of nuclear power.
I think my father, having been a member of the Church of the Brethren, was probably steeped in it from an early age in terms of taking on peace. That came a bit later, and it came and was very driven by my mother. At the time the original Peace Studies program was getting started at Juniata, that was the late 60s, early 70s. Our entire country, including most colleges and universities, and that's including Juniata, they were in turmoil. Protests against the Vietnam War, the need for study and analysis, and far-reaching educational programs which foster communication and listening.
In 1971, John Stauffer, the president of Juniata, asked several of us to form a committee. The Institute was founded as the Juniata Institute for Peace and Conflict Studies in 1984, and then renamed the Baker Institute in 1986. Juniata was probably the fourth program after Manchester, Colgate, and Manhattan College. And we worked very closely with people from all three of those places as we were beginning to found the program here. One of the purposes of the Institute was to encourage the growth of peace and conflict studies in other schools and other institutes. We probably had at least 30 or 40 institutions that used Juniata's program as a model.
I think the goal is really to make the Institute campus-wide to the departments across the college, because the issues of peace and conflict exist everywhere. I firmly believe in Juniata and a liberal arts education. I think liberal arts are very endangered right now. I think the most important thing is the ideas that are being taught. I think in terms of a credential, it's very important that the Institute has, in fact, been active and influential at Juniata for a long time. You know, the length of the existence of the Baker Institute is important. I mean, there's tradition there that builds up.
It's important that we work at ways of trying to untangle the cultural, the economic, the religious, the political tentacles that have woven us into a culture that cannot seem to get rid of the scourge of war.
Peace studies should become a respected discipline. Knowledge is the best weapon against war.